Good evening, welcome back to We're Not Really Here. So there we have it, our first leg of our last 16 tie against Borussia Monchengladbach finishes Manchester City 2, Borussia Monchengladbach 0. So just what we wanted to bring to our home fixture, which takes place in a couple of weeks' time. Joining me to get into all the action we've seen there is Mr. Paul Dickov and Kevin Horlock. Kevin, so close on your prediction.
Close but no cigar.
Oh.
The chance fell to Phil, didn't it? And on another day it would have been a goal for him, but yeah, I'll take 2 out of 3.
Yeah, we will indeed. And it's got to be said, Paul, again, it felt like a very accomplished second half.
Yeah, professional. You know, you're going away from home in Europe and Champions League and score 2 goals. Another clean sheet as well, without really getting out of second and third gear, you know, and kept the ball well, made them do a lot of running. It looked as if we didn't exert that much energy ourselves, which obviously going into the games going forward will be fantastic.
We saw within that second half, I think they tried to obviously have to start coming at us a bit more, played into our hands. We had a few chances, and it was Jesus who actually missed an earlier one before the easier one that he took, would you say?
Yeah, and we're looking, we spoke about it at half time, didn't we? That diagonal cross with pace on for that area to be headed back this time is something that we see more often from this team, and it just gives them that other cutting edge to what they've already got. So it makes it even more difficult for the opposition.
Yeah, and like you say as well, I think we saw the long ball from Ederson as well. So we've got so much to our game. On Jesus, though, who I thought was absolutely brilliant, actually. His work rate is second to none. We were just saying, but we think maybe just his finishing is that last little piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, it was, but I was delighted he got his goal after that. You know, his high press was fantastic all night, and actually the chance he got was through him working hard and forcing the mistake. And you know, as he's took his touch, then he's took a little tiny touch before he's hit it that sort of let the defender. I think he actually thought he was clean in goal.
Right.
Didn't know the defender was behind him, but he just took a little extra touch before his shot getting blocked. But then, you know, sometimes when you're a striker, if you've got time like Gabby had there to think about it, it sounds stupid, but the chance is more difficult. Whereas for the goal, it's a great ball by Cancelo. The ball's headed back, fizzed into him, so it's instinctive, the finish, rather than having the time to look up and finish and do what you're doing. But it was a great finish.
He'd be pleased with that when he works so hard. And reminds me of Dickie in many ways. Dickie, look,
he scores goals, don't he?
Yeah, but you did as well. But
did.
they'll always be judged on goals, unfortunately. Dickie gives us so much more than that, and Gabby does as well. He works tirelessly.
You know, it's well worth a read as well. Fernandinho has been waxing superlative about Jesus, and is saying exactly what you're saying there. Actually, is value and contribution to the team. He gives it something that no other player gives.
But they'd be judged on goals. That's the harsh reality of it.
Yeah.
If you said to me, what did Dickie give us? And we're talking the comparisons. He gave us so much. He enabled us to defend from the front. He would chase lost causes, and it's invaluable to a team. Yeah, the goals are a bonus, and I know Dickie will probably say it, and Gabby will be the same. They just want to score goals, but Gabby gives so much more, as did Paul.
He really does. Let's look at that little final moment, though, Paul, because you know it was you know we're really being pernickety here. But if that does go in, suddenly we will probably be sat here going, "Is this typical City? Silly mistake, cost us a goal. 2-1 into the second leg is suddenly a very different proposition to 2-0.
It is, and it just shows you that at any level, especially Champions League level, that you've got to be bang on it right to the final whistle. And it was a sloppy pass. What we all did like at the end, even after the final whistle, was Ederson was raging. Yeah. You know, because he didn't want to. He had an easy night. He didn't want to be called into action. It was a good save in the end, but as you rightly say, that makes it 2-1. And coming back here, you would still fancy us, especially with the after Monchengladbach set up tonight. You know, they had no real attacking threat, but still 2-1 gives them a little sniff, gives them a little chance as well.
Yeah, those 2 away goals are going to be so important, and we said we hope to see him, Kev. Made an appearance with Ferran Torres at the end. Sergio Aguero back on the pitch.
Yeah, it's just lovely seeing him in that kit again, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
He looks beautiful in it. Unfortunately, didn't really get a chance. Obviously, having only 10 minutes, but hopefully that's the road to recovery and back playing.
Really is. Well, we can now hear from one man who was tireless in his performance and always is, none other than Bubblegum himself, Bernardo Silva.
It was a good game for us. I think a good win, very important. We know how tough this competition can be. You make a mistake and you're out. So we tried to play simple, not to make mistakes, to control the possession as we always do, and to create chances and score goals. And it was a very good game for us. It's not finished yet, but it's a good win.
We didn't realise you were quite so deadly with your head.
Well, I'm not. I try to practice a lot, especially now with Ruben. We make little competitions to see who scores more goals with the head. I think tonight I was lucky that Joao gave me a great ball. And yes, I'm happy to have scored and to have helped the team.
Yeah, Joao Cancelo, he causes trouble with those crosses. He was popping up all over the place. Martin Keown in commentary said his passes are like he uses a golf club. Yeah, he's an amazing player. I played with him 7 years when I was at Benfica. We're from the same generation. I know him very well, so the connection is good as well. He knows my timing. I know how good he is on these kind of balls. So yeah, it was a very good goal, and his passing qualities. And overall, as a player, he's been doing a great season, and I'm very happy for him. What's it like playing in a side where players switch positions and as you're winning? It's exciting.
Well, it's very good. It's been my fourth season here at Man City. It's a great squad, great staff, and it's a pleasure to play with these guys. So far this season it has been a good season for us, but we need to keep going because we're just halfway through.
It feels a little bit like Manchester City have created a machine and you can change the parts without changing the performance.
I think it's always been like this for the past 4 seasons. We have a map, we have a way of playing, and players get injured. Some players cannot play for many reasons, and our style of play doesn't change. The team keeps doing well, and that's a very good sign.
Keeps doing well and keeps winning. Thank you very much tonight.
Cheers.
That is Bernardo Silva there speaking at full time. Of course, 2-0 win over Monchengladbach in this first leg of the last 16 times. Just looking at some stats there. I mean, again, what you see from our Pep Guardiola Manchester City boys, completely bossing possession. Again, kept them out to that one shot on target, which I think came at the end. 9 attempts from us, 4 on target. I mean, Kevin, we're kind of so used to seeing this now, but it is just second to none, isn't it? It's tough. You wonder how can teams actually put the ball in the back of the net if they don't get the chances.
Yeah, they dominate possession, and I think it's evident again. I know we spoke about it at half time. There's not many offsides, so they sat in and tried to soak it up, which is really difficult. I suppose they come away thinking, look, 2-0, we're sort of still half in it, so they'll probably be a little bit positive. But yeah, it was comfortable, and the chance come for them late on from us getting a little bit sloppy and not concentrating. And Paul touched on it there. It was beautiful to see Ederson fuming. Mm-hmm. One, it tells a lot about the mentality of the team. They don't settle for anything other than top draw. And his concentration levels, because he didn't do a great deal all night, and to be called in, it was a good save. So yeah, that was a pleasing sign for me.
I totally agree. Quick word on Bernardo, Paul. I think we were all part of the Bernardo fan club here, but I mean, he's becoming such an invaluable player for us.
Yes, I love him. I love watching him play. I love watching him getting interviewed. You know, he comes across really, really well, and you can tell he just loves playing football. Yeah. You know, whether he's got the ball, his energy without the ball is so important to the team. And he's took his game up a level now.
Agreed.
You know, he's contributing again, scoring goals, getting his assists tonight, and he's everywhere. It must be a joy for his teammates and for the manager, because wherever he plays, he always performs and has a huge impact.
Massively, and I also selfishly, I loved him on the wing, but was always excited to see him come in the middle, and I think we're all reaping the rewards of that. All right, gents, get ready for this now. You'll have to excuse me because I don't want to get anything wrong. So this win against Monchengladbach tonight has set a new top-flight English record for most consecutive away victories. That previous record was held by Manchester City, and that was in the what season was that? That was it, the 17 season. So we are now on 12 consecutive away wins, and that's also part of a much larger run of games that we've put together. So get this, we have now managed 19 consecutive victories in all competitions. We are unbeaten in 26. That last defeat against Tottenham in November, and in that period we have now scored 62 goals and only conceded 7. I mean,
I didn't score that many in my career, over 20 years.
Well, I mean, you look at that going, obviously there are going to be speed bumps, but speaking of that machine, is it an unstoppable machine?
At the moment, yes, is the simple answer. And they're breaking records, they're going to continue to. Where does it end? I don't know.
I think the most impressive thing for me is the clean sheets.
Yeah.
and the amount of goals that we're not conceding compared to previous seasons. It just shows you that it's not just the defence. As a team, we all know how fantastic they are going forward, but I keep saying it, to have that desire to keep a clean sheet when you're top world-class players is just a joy to see.
Well, long may we carry on smashing those records. Looking at those next 5 games as well, West Ham, then Wolves. West Ham, of course, will be with you, by the way. Early kick-off on Saturday, 12:30. Wolves, Man United, Southampton, Fulham. So you'd like to think, given the way we're playing, these records may continue being broken. OK, gents, of course, we've got the final matter to deal with of our Mystery Blue. Let's take a little look at what we were trying to work out. So we settled on Bosvelt here in the studio. We sticking with that? I know you thought maybe Vikings, but
I definitely am now.
There we. It is indeed. And I'll tell you what, we had a few on Twitter as well get that right. Thank you to Ann88 on Twitter. He got that right. We had Joe MCF Ball on Twitter. He got that right. Tom Worrell on Twitter, I think over in Montreal. He got that right. And as well, so did Thomas Halpin. So actually, Thomas Halpin takes the biscuit as far as the best tweet in, because it was, he said, Bosvelt 2003 in a challenge with Alan Shearer. He nailed it, absolutely nailed it. So fair play. As we look to that game against West Ham, a team in great form, but I guess it's just much of the same from City, do you think, Kev?
Yeah, just carry on. Pepper would have obviously enjoyed getting a clean sheet and win tonight, but we've heard him say it before. On to the next one. Looking at the games, West Ham, Wolves, Man United, Southampton, Fulham, one really tough game sticks out for me in that. The obvious one is West Ham.
Yeah. And before we go, let's bring you the final result on our vote for our favourite German. Of course, you had them all to choose from, but we can now reveal, I think, if not, let me bring it up here on my computer. The overall winner was indeed Ilkay Gundogan, followed second by Bert Trautmann. So I think fair enough, I think.
That is fair enough.
It really is indeed. Gentlemen, pleasure, Paul. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you to you, Kevin.
Cheers, girl. Thanks for having me.
And a massive thank you to all of you guys for watching at home. Always a pleasure. So we'll be back with you on Saturday at 11:30 for the game against West Ham, which kicks off at 12:30. We're not really here with you every step of the way. But for now, go and enjoy your evening, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Goodbye.